Hey you guys, I don't know if you can hear me good, but because it's kind of, I'm outside and a little bit of a wind blowing off this lake, but we are in Frisco, Colorado right now, hanging out with an old friend. He's brought us out here to the lake. Baxter's enjoying himself in the water. They're out there doing some kayaking. I'm out here doing a little reading. We're just having a really good time on our vacation so far. Just nice and relaxing. So we'll start this new vlog out for week 3 of Garbaugust. Yeah, I'm going to read movie novelizations or books by celebrities. So yeah, I've got this Interstellar novelization I'm really excited about because I love this book. So I'm going to start with this one. Let's see what we get into for the weekend. Yeah, we're on vacation all this week here in Colorado. So yeah, really enjoying ourselves so far. And yeah, so we'll take you along on our vacation for a little bit also as we're getting through some movie novelizations and all that good stuff. So yeah, I'll check in later. Alrighty, hey y'all, let's check in. What day is it? Today is Tuesday, and we spent a really nice, morning, afternoon in Rocky Mountain National Park. And yeah, we went for a really nice hike around Bear Lake and down to Alberta Falls, or up to Alberta Falls, and then drove around a little bit. And yeah, it was a really good day. We were pooped though, so we kind of came back to our little house that we're renting, or a little Airbnb, because it's actually right. I mean, the park is right across the street, really. Like the entrance is just right nearby, so it's a perfect location for going to the park. But anyway, I finished last night. I did finish reading Radis New Yorkus by Hunter Shea. I started this in the previous vlog, but I just had a little bit left to read, so I finished it off, and it was fun. It's a killer rat book, so it's just plain fun. You kind of know what you're gonna get, right? But yeah, I liked it pretty good. It was a fun time. I really like the endings. I feel like it just went like way off the rails and like Crazy Town with all these rats. I can just imagine just rats everywhere in New York City and like jumping on you, attacking you, and like it's crazy. Just my second Hunter Shea book, but I mean, I'll definitely read some more. He does this stuff in a fun way. So I maybe liked Swamp Monster Massacre a bit better, but I did enjoy Radis New Yorkus. We follow our main characters are these two. They're kind of an ex-couple. They're like divorced or getting divorced, but they both work and kind of own this what's the word I'm looking for? They get rid of pests. Yeah, so they're in the getting rid of rat business. A lot of the companies throughout the city were told to use this new thing, this new kind of product that's supposed to get rid of all the rats that was developed by this doctor, this laboratory doctor. And so they've been given this thing, for maybe like the last month or so. And it has changed the rats in some way. They are more aggressive, more violent, and are looking for something to eat. Dun, dun, dun. And humans are there. So yeah, it's just a pure fun book. It's just fun. Yeah. I did read a bit more this morning in Interstellar. I'm really loving this. I think it is absolutely just wonderfully written. I just read a little bit now, actually, too. I just hit part 2, so I'm at page 94. And if you've seen the movie, definitely is following the movie line. So Cooper, who was the Matthew McConaughey character in the book, we're in this world where humans have destroyed Earth, basically. Everything has been, crops and everything are gone. The only thing left is corn. Everything else has just been lost to blight, and it's destroyed everything. Nothing exists but corn. It's crazy. And so he and his 2 kids and his father-in-law are just kind of working this farm. And then things start happening. We follow, again, if you've seen the movie, but so Murph is his young daughter, Murphy, and she is noticing something happening in her bedroom, with something happening with the bookshelves and things like that. So again, all of that is just in here, but we're just getting a little bit more. We get a little bit of interesting information that I thought was interesting during a parent-teacher conference between Cooper and Tom and Murph's teachers and the principal and stuff. I thought was really interesting. Yeah, so he's just now made it to that sort of secret NASA facility where he's, just discovered that NASA has been working on trying to save humanity. and he's decided to go. He's gonna, pilot the spacecraft to, again, try to save humans. So I'm really enjoying this a lot. I think it's really wonderfully written. It's written by Greg Keyes. So yeah, I'm just enjoying the heck out of it. So I'm excited. So yeah, I will check in later. All right, bye. Good morning. It's Wednesday morning now. I thought I'd do a little check-in before we kind of get going for our day. And yeah, because I finished Interstellar last night, and I really liked this. I really had a good time with this one. I don't know, because I just love the movie so much. It's one of my favorite movies, Definitely probably in my top 10 of favorite movies now. When this came out, I loved it. I fell in love with this movie. But anyway, because I love the movie so much, maybe I had just such a good time with this book, I don't know, but but also I think it was really well written. I think when you start with something written by Christopher Nolan, you kind of have a good base anyway of just kind of good storytelling, right? So this was again written by Greg Keyes, based off the film that was written by Christopher Nolan and Jonathan Nolan. Oh, Jonathan Nolan, maybe his brother or something. I don't know. I have to look that up. So again, yeah, Christopher Nolan, makes good movies, right? And he writes good scripts. So when you've got that good script to start with, I think you're going to get a good story here, and that's exactly what you get. You get a really good story of this movie. And I think when you get, sorry, my kids in the background. So what you get there from this novelization, you do get, you get a little more. You get just a little more into the story. You are allowed to get a little more time, to get into things. Even though this isn't a crazy long book, it's just about 275 pages, I think. So it's not crazy long or anything. But yeah, you get a little insight you get kind of some inner thoughts from some of the other characters that you don't necessarily get from the movie. If you've seen the movie, that scene where they've crossed into the other galaxy, through the wormhole, and things happening there, and how there's this sort of issue with time, because they're trying to find a new planet for humans to inhabit, essentially, right? That the way it's explained in here and talked about here is actually made it a little not easier to understand, because it's still like I don't understand all that stuff, but it gave me a little more insight into how that stuff kind of works, and that kind of thing. So I really appreciated that, especially when, should I say this? It's a spoiler for the movie, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people have seen the movie. Anyway, there's a part where Cooper goes through this black hole and stuff, and into this sort of fifth dimensions, and where time is a factor of what's going on. It's a big part of this story, right? Time, and time and how that works through space and all that stuff, right? And when that part came around, the way it was talked about in here, it really kind of helped my mind grasp those concepts a bit more, because so that I really appreciated actually reading this. I was like, oh, okay, I had a little extra layer of understanding for me. I love space stuff, I love sci-fi movies and space stuff, space operas, and I love following things that are happening. Oi, go over there. I love space exploration and keeping up with things that are going on even now with space exploration best I can. I'm always behind, but I just love that stuff. I love the idea. I just love space travel and things like that. But I'm not a scientist. I'm not a I don't know theory, you know what I mean? But I love to think about it, and then just traveling to space. I would love to do that someday. Will never happen, of course, but anyway, how time and gravity and all that kind of stuff works. Yeah, I just love this book. I love the characters in this book, and at the heart it's a family story. Cooper and his family, and just trying to survive. Right? It's just so good. It was really, really good. So I'd recommend it for sure. So the next one, I did bring this exactly book, Saved by the Bell book, because why not? This is by Beth Cruz. I read one of these books last year for Garbaugust, and I thought I'd pick up another one for this year. These were short and sweet. I might read a little bit of that again this morning. Gotta fix me a little bit of breakfast. And we'll get going with our day a little bit later. We're gonna take it a little easier today because we had our big hike yesterday. We were wiped out. But so I'm getting to this probably a little bit today. And we'll see where the day takes us today. All right, I'll check in later. Alright, let's do a little check-in. So today is, what is today? Thursday. Yes, Thursday. So I'm gonna do a little check-in before we get going for the day. I'm gonna go back into Rocky Mountain National Park for the day. Do a bit of a drive around today to kind of head to the other side of the park and see what's over there. So that'll be fun. But I did finish this yesterday, the Saved by the Bell book. This is called Exactly. And this is again by Beth Cruz. This is part of a little series of Saved by the Bell books. I think there's like 23-ish, 4-ish, 5-ish or so. This is number 22. And this one was pretty fun. It was, if you ever watched Saved by the Bell and liked it, or even if you didn't like it, these books read like Saved by the Bell, like a Saved by the Bell episode. So you kind of know what you're gonna get, right? A little bit of silliness, all that kind of good stuff. But so in this book, there's a really freak kind of thunderstorm, and lightning strikes the high school, Bayside High, and it kind of fries a lot of the computers in the computer lab. Dun, dun, dun. And this being 1995. Very early days of computers, but yeah. Let me situate myself here a little bit. Okay, so our characters are seniors in this story. So because the computer lab was so fried and the computers are damaged and they need to be replaced and don't have the budget for it, blah 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 blah. Some of the seniors are seniors that don't have their computer credit already won't be able to graduate, which I mean seems kind of bullshit, but anyway. So they get this, Jesse gets this idea to hold a carnival as a fundraiser to try to get the computers up and going so they can graduate and all that good stuff. There's some sort of subplot, sub-story of like Jesse meeting a guy. Slater's getting a little jealous because they're not together in this one. It looks like in this book that Kelly and Zach have just kind of more recently gotten back together as a couple, and so Zach's trying to get them to stay together and be a good boyfriend and all that good stuff that's going on here. What else? That's really about it. It's just them having this carnival to do, and Zach kind of gets thrown into being the leader role of organizing the carnival, which is not something, of course, that he's used to doing because he's Zach and he doesn't take responsibility for things, but he does here, and it comes all together and they raise the funds that they need and happy ending, So it's a Saved by the Bell story, you know what I mean? It's just fun. And I just watched Saved by the Bell. I definitely watched it a lot growing up, because when you grow up in a house without cable, you watch Saved by the Bell. Anyway, it was always fun to watch, and these books just kind of definitely bring back some nostalgia, from watching the show. So yeah, it was fun. So I have 3 of these books that I had found. So I only have one. I got one left because I read one last year. So I guess I'll save the 3rd one for next Garbaugust. So yeah, I did read a little bit this morning of The Devil's Laughter by William W. Johnstone. I got that on my Kindle. Just really getting into that story. I'm just up to maybe I think chapter 4 now, so we'll see how that goes. Some people haven't really been liking it, but it's our group read, in honor of PAX for Garbaugust. So I'm gonna at least give it a try. see if I can, see what I think about it. But yeah, so we're gonna get ready here in a little bit and head out to the park again, and I'll show you some sights. We went into the park last night. It was a gorgeous sunset. Oh my gosh, it was so beautiful. Had a really lovely evening in the park. I'm hoping we can get somewhere where we can maybe see some wildlife today. I don't know. I would like to see something other than these little ground squirrels and chipmunks we've been seeing, which I mean are cute. They're adorable. But yeah, it'd be cool to see either some sheep or some elk or something. Now we did see a moose when we were at that lake at Frisco. We did see a moose right there, just walking down the sidewalk. And we did see some elk as we were driving, you know, from like the Dillon area to Estes Park. But I'd like to see something with like in the park itself. That would be fun. Anyway, I'm rambling, so I'll check in later. Okay. Bye.
Tray 1. Please take your food and push the green button or stay confirmed to send me on my way when done. Thank you. Enjoy your meal.
Picture perfect product of God, but I don't pray to fix the pain. It's not the wizard.
Alrighty, let's check in. Probably be my last check-in for this vlog because we're on our last night here in Colorado, and yeah, we'll be flying out tomorrow. So yeah, I don't really foresee myself having a lot of heavy reading. I might do some tonight, but honestly, it's not gonna be very much. And then yeah, we might tootle around a little bit tomorrow, but then we gotta head to Denver and fly out. So we're in Fort Collins actually for tonight, just in a hotel room, you know, as we're just to get us a little bit closer to Denver. So we left Estes Park, and then we headed, we actually made a little, Baxter, please. My son's just constant humming. Okay, so we made a little pit stop in Boulder. Just went to the little downtown kind of pedestrian area that they have there. Really nice little area. Lots of, you know, shops and restaurants and all that good stuff. We went to a nice bookstore called the Boulder Bookstore. Really cool bookstore. It's like 3 floors, new and used stuff. Oh, I wish I had hours to spend there. I did not have hours. But I did pick up a few things, or a couple things anyway. I picked this one up for like I don't know, like $8 or something. Gory Details. Nice hardback book. Adventures from the Dark Side of Science. This just sounded, this had been on my radar. It just sounded really, really cool. And yeah, it was cheap. And I wanted to buy a little something from, you know, the bookstore. And actually found this one for maybe about half price. The Lolo Woods, which I've been definitely been wanting to read. This is a graphic novel. Yeah. This is by Carmen Maria Machado, Danny and Tamara Bonvillain. Yeah, so I think this is a horror comic. Really excited. I'm excited to read that. And actually my husband, this was really cheap there, and my husband picked this up for himself. The Complete National Parks of the U.S. We love our national parks, and this is a really, really nice National Geographic book about the parks. So yeah, you'll enjoy flipping through that. So yeah, picked those up at the bookstore, had a nice lunch there, and then we decided to head north a little bit. And you know, Cheyenne is pretty close by, so we decided to do a night in Cheyenne. And so we did a real just quick in and out of Cheyenne, Wyoming. So we hit another state, and we got there, we checked into a little Airbnb, little apartment, like right in the downtown area. It was super cute, really, yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was Friday night, so they had like music, like live music going on. There was like this hip hop group playing with like food trucks, and yeah, it was fun. We got some ice cream, all that kind of good stuff. We found an arcade, which my son loved. He like dogged out on the claw machines, because that is his happy place, his claw machine. So his vacation funds that we had saved for him went to claw machines, really. Let's see. And then, yeah, we just kind of grabbed breakfast in Cheyenne this morning, headed out, visited another old friend, back down to Colorado, visited another old friend of mine who I hadn't seen for a long time, spent several hours hanging out with her and her son, just enjoying a nice visit with an old friend. And yeah, and then Fort Collins tonight. So I'm not sure what we'll do tomorrow, because we don't fly out till like 5:45 tomorrow, like p.m. So we'll find something to do around Fort Collins. I've heard there's a second in Charles here. Might see if I can swing by there. And who knows what we'll get into, spend a little time dilly-dallying. And then, yeah, we'll head home tomorrow. So like I said, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this vlog here, because it's just going to be another travel day tomorrow. Don't really foresee myself doing much more reading, if any at all. And yeah, but I had a really good reading week, I think, even with traveling and everything. So yeah, had a good time this week. Definitely kind of don't want to get back to reality and work and blah. But the vacation's over already. Get sort of rejuvenate yourself to get back to your day-to-day, right? So I'm telling myself anyway. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna leave it here. Thanks for coming along with us a little bit on our vacation, and yeah, hope you're doing well. Let me know what you read this week in Garbaugust for movie or any kind of novelizations or books by celebrities. I want to know. I didn't get to a book by celebrity, but that's fine too. Yeah, so we'll prepare for the next week of Garbaugust. Dun, dun, dun. Thanks so much for watching. I sure appreciate your time, like always. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.